and in 10 days sold $1.6 million in merch.
Nice. This Zillion beers thing. What happened?
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay, so Barstool just put a clinic on marketing, on how to do marketing right.
Okay, so tell me the story. I don't know. I don't get what happened.
Barstool Sports, we'll dumb it down. Barstool Sports, media company like ESPN or Bleacher Report, but personality driven and
it's like
more
ESPN after 3 beers, basically.
Yeah, it's just like comedy. It's like SNL. It's more comedy and fiction than it is whatever.
It's not journalism. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. Every once in a while they'll have something amazing, but yeah, no, it's just a bunch of it's for the average man by the average man is their tagline. Okay. They have a guy. He's a camera guy, and Henry's a big fan, so he knows too. They have a camera guy named Dana. Dana was getting made fun of one day, like 10 days ago, for drinking too many beers, and he said a line, like he tweeted out, and he said some line like, "I'm just a guy who drinks a zillion beers." And he starts like talking about zillion beers over the course of a day. And his boss, Dave Portnoy, was like, "Dude, you're a cameraman. You're not a content guy. Quit this zillion beer stuff.
Yeah, stop trying to make it a thing.
Stop trying to make it a thing." And Dana goes, "Dave, I bet you I can sell like $30,000 worth of zillion-dollar beer merch." And Dave goes, "If you do that, I'll give you 10 grand or something like that." And they blew past it. Then after a few days of this going back and forth, it gets to the point of, if you sell $1 million worth of merch in the next 5 days, I'll give you 100 grand.
Right.
He hit it.
He crossed that.
He got 1.5 million. How long do you think that lasted?
So he created a brand essentially on the fly. Zillion
So he created
beers.
a brand called Zillion Beers, and in 10 days sold $1.6 million in merch.
Nice.
And throughout this process, pretty much the way in which they sold merch was pretty much all Twitter. And so I was watching, like, as a marketing person, I was looking at Dana went from having 1,000 followers on Twitter to whatever he has now, maybe 150,000 followers on Twitter in 10 days. And he would get into fights. Like, so for example, he met this girl on Twitter and she flew out and they started like talking about how they're dating now, even though they just met. And then the ex-boyfriend starts tweeting at him and he's like, "All right, me and you, we're going to get in a fight at Rough and Rowdy. I put 100 grand on the line." And so that became a storyline. There's like a dozen different storylines.
This is all just happening in like a weekend, basically.
Yeah, and everyone was following it in real time. I didn't go out on Valentine's Day because I was just refreshing Twitter and just like reading about all of this. It was amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. I saw it happening. I didn't understand the full backstory.
Yeah, I saw it all happening. I don't even drink beer, and I bought $150 worth of Zillion beer merch.
Yeah, just out of respect for what was going on.
I thought it was great
to support the cause. It's like a rowdy Kickstarter that he did. I love it.
Yeah, and so I think the takeaway here is like Barstool put on a clinic of like how fast you can do stuff.
Yeah. And people want to be a part of something. And so it's one thing to just sell merch. It's another thing to be a part of something, which is like, oh my God, once it gets the momentum of we're going for $1 million, holy shit, we're going to do it. My boss bet against me, help me beat the man. I think it just caught this wave of, it wasn't about the merch, obviously. Like none of it was about the merch.
It was about putting it into Dave's face and being
right.
Like, "Oh, you doubted him. We're all going to get behind him." And this guy, Dana, the guy behind it, he's like a total bro, but he seems like a really good person. And it was fun watching him like be excited.
Watching him win.
Yeah, and he put his Venmo out there, and I Venmo'd him like $50. People Venmo'd him money. Collectively, he got like $3 grand, and he went and blew it all at a fancy restaurant. And it was funny seeing like a redneck eat at a steak restaurant in Manhattan.